Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal. Ruhl. That guy over there, four-time Stanley Cup champion, Darren McCarty. We got JB Smooth with an F here on the ones and twos. Westy Alex Westfall out here. We are live from Feldman Chevrolet, your number one Chevrolet dealer out in Novi. So pull up on us if you want to do that as well. If you're in the neighborhood, stop on by. You can do that. Yeah.
Same, I mean, where do you want to start? A couple things haven't changed, a couple things have changed. You want to break down a little bit, the little things. Was it coached better? Okay, I'll give you that. But I don't know. My biggest takeaway might be the takeaway of a lot of people around me. Jared Goff, I don't think is the guy. Whether he's going to be and whether that's what Brad Holmes decides. Also, too, really excited to see guys play that Brad Holmes has drafted, and we talk about Josh Pascal and what the impact we saw with our eyes when he got on the field. So, I mean, it really hasn't changed. I got a clock for a reason. I'm going to ride it out. I'd change this chat to say, hey, look at my Red Wings go. But, you know, we're going to talk football. We're going to talk football here, but I got that.
Real quick, though. You know what's funny about the Red Wings thing? Haven't lost a game, right, in regulation. Haven't lost a game and are out of the playoffs right now. And I know we're 5 games in, but that just goes to show you this division is a monster. Dude, Tampa's in 10th place in the conference. It's a monster.
Obviously, it's early, and they've done it. And if you go in the locker room and you ask in that locker room, they got things to improve on. So we'll talk about that later, but they're getting points. We have a professional hockey team,
and that is fair. But
we have a professional team.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show you that division. Don't lose sight of that this division is a monster, man, an absolute monster. But yeah, we have time to get into that. And ABC says, please talk Red Wings. Chuck Brewer says, Red Wings, please. Lots of JB Smooth love in the air as well. AC, Mr. Ruhl, sir, are we rolling in the tanks? You guys know where I live. Once you got to 1 and 4, it was a wrap.
Yeah, the tanks were all in. There's a great picture that you sent, too, in the tweet. I really like that one. But, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. The availability of different guys. I mean, it's apparent that DeAndre Swift is your most valuable, commodity, especially offensively. I mean, you haven't scored a touchdown in 2 games. You had an opportunity really on the road. You go down to the fumble by Jamal Williams, which I was saying is that it can't happen for things to be different.
The first time he's ever fumbled in his career, lost a fumble.
It just can't happen.
Only happens as you're going into the end zone on the road against Dallas.
I'm going to explain what goal line, like that goal line, that last 1 yard, and I was explaining this to JB earlier, is in the NHL, when I made a career, is that last foot to get the puck out of the blue line. The blue line is the goal line because you have to get out. How many times do you see in hockey where that puck just doesn't get out and it's kept in and it's in the back of your net? So I made a living. The grind line made a living at making sure that got out. Now you only got to get it out an inch, right? Because everybody's got to come out and regroup, and it just throws everything off. So it's just things. You can't argue it. It can't happen. You do not have the talent,
the luxury,
the ability, anything right now.
Yeah.
But also Neal is. It can get worse, and but to me, it's one of these things. Is this going to be a learning experience down the road? Who knows? Because we've already looked to the clock, and we got to let it run out. So. There's other questions to be answered. Thank goodness there's other teams that we can focus on. There's other things going on, but
see, D-Mac,
just disappointing
that's
again.
It, though. And there are people talking about that. Can we just not talk about? No, we have to talk about it, guys. I'm sorry. We're here. It's Monday. It's the NFL team. They're 1 and 5. We have to talk about it. We don't have an escape. So we'll get through this together. We'll do it together. But no, there is no escape from this, D-Mac. There is no escape.
Here's my reaction. Right? Where I was excited. I was actually on the golf course, right? And I was listening to it as I was playing. Small turnout to Salem Hills. Great tourney yesterday. Anyways, so when you hear Brock Wright going in the end zone, Dan Miller, touchdown, like this, and I said they just scored. And then, okay, it's not in. They're marking at the half-yard line. And then when he fumbled, Neal, my reaction was, mother, like this. And then, you know what it was? Was anybody else like me? I was like, gosh darn it. And then I was like, of course. Huh, oh well. And back, hey, which ball we playing?
You got
not worried about it. I got over it really
but you
quick.
Did get caught up, though.
For a split second. But then I laughed.
Yeah.
And I laughed it off. So, I don't know. I just got to hope that all this is for something down the road in the end. Again, I think that you remember at the beginning of the season, Hard Knocks, we were saying, hey, we're swimming to the surface. We can see the sun. We can see it. Well, I feel like somebody there's something in the deep that's got tugged onto our ankle and pulling us back down a little bit, but it is what it is.
And what it is right now, too. And look, you guys know I'm the champion of this cause. With that win by the Carolina Panthers, who, by the way, beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers yesterday after they traded Christian McCaffrey, after they're playing with their third-string quarterback, after they did that,
Russell Wilson
your
or Tom
Detroit
Brady?
Lions, the number one overall pick right now, and now you have to do the hard part, and that's defend it. You have to just keep pace. You have to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory when you have to do it. That's how you got to do it. Number one overall pick, D-Mac. Here we are. Those are the facts. I didn't make it this way. Like, you can be mad about it. This is the lie we have in the fairway right now, D-Mac. You got to play it.
Well,
that's just it.
And in that,
so yes, the answer in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump in and get in there. Yes, it is. It was time to roll in the tanks last week, but now it's time to advance. Now it's time to get militarily aggressive.
Yeah, militarily aggressive, and when you're saying roll the tanks and get us a pick, because you are the one that's always stood behind what Brad Holmes is trying to do here, so you trust him with that high of pick. It's conversation that you were telling me.
Oh, we're having that conversation.
No, you said, right, exactly.
And we're having it, and we are having it again today.
That conversation, which is what was more apparent to Neal after I'm
ready to have that
after
combo.
I swore, after I laughed, and then I immediately went to salary cap, went to draft capital, went to the saving grace for anybody else. For me, this Lions season is that it's in the books. And not in the books as far as the season's over. Wish it wasn't. We had the draft pick. It's in the books that the benefit for this 2022-23 season, right, is going to be on the financial part, getting rid of contracts, maneuvering things up, getting second rounders like a Josh Pascal, getting guys that can play. Moving forward, you can't see. You're right in the middle of the snowstorm right now. But that's the way eventually you got to trust in Brad Holmes more than anything else. You can't say you trust in Dan Campbell and Sheila. You got to put your trust in Brad Holmes that there is a way out, and he has a way out, Neal, and you've stuck to it from day one that you've seen his way out. I'm following you. I'm following you because it's the same way.
He's the only one that has victories.
When you lead me to draft capital, right, we look at Steve Eisenman's toolbox. And you look what he's got, and he's got a plethora, man. He's got Blackbeard's treasure in there, right? You look at Troy Weaver and what he's trying to do. You look at Scott Harris. I made you aware of there's nothing in the cupboard until it changes, which is wow, wow, wow. So on the same front as we have these conversations, at least Brad Holmes, it would be a lot worse. Like, what would you rather have, the coach and not the GM, or if you don't think it's that way, who do you want to have questions about? You rather have questions about your interior. You can always change the interior of your house. Right. In fact, if you live in my house, you run around in the dark at night and you run into stuff because things get changed in the interior. What Brad Holmes is doing is building the structure of the building. He's got to build the structure. So maybe Dan Campbell's not the interior designer, or Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson are, or they're not. That's to be decided. But the foundation of what this Lions team, which starts with their draft capital, it starts with their salary cap, you've made it apparent. So it's even more apparent now.
Dos Burrito, WoodwardSports.com chat thread says, I raked the leaves knowing it would be a better ending than that effing Lions game. So there it was. Adam Baydoun getting a lot of clown emojis in the chat. JB Smooth, what do we know why? Why is that? Do we know?
I think it's just because of his rants earlier today. Just basically going off saying there's no excuse for Dan Campbell anymore.
Okay. All right. Ryan Ermanni catching some clown emojis, too. Oh, you mean the guy that picked him to win the division? That's clown emoji worthy. I never forget. When you come out here and you get in front of the people and you say stuff's going to happen, you got to wear it. Like when I come out here and tell you guys take Army minus the 6.5, JB Smooth, you got right, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I got right with that pick. You won me some money. Appreciate that.
I do have to apologize, though, for the get right pick because I said Army would have over 300 yards rushing, and I wronged the people. They got over 400 yards rushing. So I mishandicapped it.
Caveat on
I
the top.
mishandicapped it. I didn't get it 100% right, but all we know is by the fourth quarter, you just kicked your feet up on the desk, and you were good. You were fine.
So that puts the get right special at
23-8, by the way, for the people. 23-8. Dirty Dr. D, thanks, Uncle Neal, with the dollar sign emoji. You guys are welcome. I try to do what I can do when I can do it, and when an opportunity presents itself, and it doesn't all the time, but when it does, as I say about these guys right here, if they're good enough to protect your freedom, then they're good enough for you to get right with, too.
I love it. I love it. You're hot, buddy. You're hot.
Well,
You're hot.
At what point am I not hot? It's just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is. Couple of, one of the things right off the get-go, we can't pass over because it's what I love about sports. And if you're one of these die-hard Tom Asaway baseball guys, what the Phillies did, and shout out to them going to the World Series, but what Bryce Harper did in the 8th inning, if you didn't see it last night at home, being their guy, hometown kid with that crowd, Neal, like I've had that experience. That took me back to Joe Louis when we were winning championships and stuff like that. The electricity, Bryce Harper with the 2-run.
I was jealous
home run. I mean, he is just doing everything. And he's a guy that we've watched for a long, long, long time, right? You know what I'm saying? And to see him finally do it, obviously this Phillies team just sort of, benefiting from creeping in the playoffs, but showing that it's a different beast. So anybody who got a chance to see that. The Phillies, and here's the thing. The Phillies are legit. Down through their lineup, so I'm looking forward to this World Series when it comes around.
They're not taking Houston.
You think?
They haven't lost a playoff game yet, man.
Okay, but you're not telling me that Philly can't get JV to JV?
Yeah, Houston will overcome it.
Does Philly have the best chance?
He JV'd,
does Philly
and they still didn't lose.
I know. I'm trying to go to you. I'm trying to get.
So you don't think that? Lose.
So you don't think the Phillies have a chance?
The depth of that Astros pitching staff is just not something that the Phillies can get to. It's not. And look, Altuve, I thought Altuve would shake his way out of it. He didn't. And JV'd. Altuve is in a all-timer slump right now. And the show keeps going.
So you figure he's got to get out of it at least
some point he's going to,
World
right?
Series and stuff. I don't know.
JV's got to win a World Series game at some point in his career, right? He hasn't yet.
Well, he's got another shot
He's got another shot at it to get off that 0-8 record or whatever it is he has with the 8 ERA.
Now,
he's going to do it sooner or later, man.
No, I love it. Now, just like, will this change your opinion of the Astros, or did they do it, or do they?
Yeah, my opinion's been changed. Like, because it doesn't matter.
Right.
Can we agree that that's been taken away? Right, the whole garbage can thing. Can we agree it's been taken away? Right.
Yeah. Well, they're not using it. Right.
Right.
But I'm just saying that they did it wrong. Is it like they've cheated on you once? Already. Does it sour your taste?
No, because they just keep doing it and keep doing it. And again, you go across their bloodlines. How'd they do it? Competent people drafting. It's really wild, I know. Sports marketing agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This is the S Word. Helps address the stigma about reaching out for help for mental issues. If you're struggling, if you know someone who's struggling, go to thesportsma.com, the sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
The biggest rivalry in the state is almost here. That means one thing, the biggest tailgate party in the state. Join Woodward Sports for our tailgate takeover before the U of M versus State game on October 29th. Will Harbaugh and the boys pull out the win? Or is Tuck still coming? We will find out at the Big House. Michigan legend Braylon Edwards will be handing out food, prizes, and much more. So no matter what team you root for, come party with the network that does it best. The Woodward Sports Network. The tailgate takeover, powered by Custom Health Centers, Syntron, and Planet Fitness.
Woodward Sports, you see the name!
Wednesday, all 3 shows will be live from Planet Fitness in Madison Heights on 18 and Ryan. Come check it out. You can get Lions tickets, Michigan tickets, also maybe a signed jersey by Darren McCarty, or even the man himself, Braylon Edwards, #1 Michigan jersey. Come out, have fun. Member Appreciation Week. We're going to have a great time. Be there or be square.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Neal Ruhl here for the Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck. Guys, you already know we've been talking about for a very long time. It is the game that all your friends have played. If you have not played the original football bowling pin game called Folding, what are you doing with your time? Slide on down there on a Saturday night. Multiple ways to play, different things you can do. Fully stocked bars. And how about this, guys? The mystery beer vending machine. You put in $2, kicks out a hitter. Whatever it might be. You never know what you're going to get. I just know that it's going to be a banger. Mystery beer vending machine. Just one of the many reasons to go down to Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck, right across the street from Keyworth Stadium, where Detroit City FC played. Their season wrapped up in the playoffs this weekend. But all of it down there in Hamtramck for you. It's the Folding Warehouse. On and poppin', Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, T-Foss out for today. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. They got cars. There's no supply line issues here. If you want a car, you come down here and this weird thing happens where they get you the car. It's really wild, D-Mac. It's sweeping the car sales business industry as we speak. Speaking of that, we'll talk to our guy Ryan Poulter, the sales manager here, coming up in about an hour or so on the show. The Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup is a hotly contested battle. We will address it. But right now we do have to talk about the Detroit Lions. And you know, there are tons of Dan Campbell questions. We will get to them. We'll get to your thoughts as well, the woodwardsports.com chat thread. There are some things I want to talk about here. And I saw it, and I just lost it, so forgive me who it was that sent this in. Can we stop with the Brad Holmes stuff? And I didn't think that it was going to come back to this, but here we are, D-Mac. Did you? Can we Woodward Sports chat pull this, Westy? Hey, did you like what you saw from Josh Paschal yesterday? Can we say that? Can we put that one out there? Did you like what you saw? That's the question. I did.
So are you? I need some confirmation. Can we stop the Brad Holmes stuff? Meaning, can we stop saying the truth of what's going on here, or the perception of how we interpret it, or just don't talk about Holmes? This person is saying he's good. Put him on the shelf. He's good. What he's doing is all good. We got to focus other things. If you're going to ask me, what do I want to focus on right now? Hi, guys. Anybody know a guy named Jeff Okuda out there yesterday?
Which we're going to get to, yeah.
Making plays, stuff like that. Some of the young guys, obviously. One of the guys you obviously see in the John Comiskey coming back, but being a little bit healthier. You saw different looks. Like I saw different looks. I saw Aiden Hutchinson standing up. Saw him moving around. Got to the quarterback.
I saw Pascal helping him out a lot on the other side.
Yeah, but do you not? Is this not a team game? And
right.
I know you guys always talk about
it.
The greatest in the league, double team. The kid's still a rookie learning, and the more that they learn together how to do it, the bottom line, Neal, you don't have the luxury of not having your best players available. I don't care. Ramon-Ra St. Brown goes out. Swift's not playing. Chark to whatever else, and then and then you want Jared Goff to lead where puts 2 on the turf and throws 2 interceptions. And when you throw the communicate, here's the thing. We've always talked about Josh Reynolds coming over and stuff being this. They could have not been on 2 different pages right there, which tells me if your go-to, that's like me and Chris Draper or me and Kirk Maltby not being on the same page when the puck drops are on the ice, looking at each other going,
what
happened there? Right? Because that interception was just, that Diggs got, it was, Reynolds is looking the other way. So there's other things that you can look, but we just don't have the luxury of not being healthy.
Right. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Roto Kyle says if Holmes doesn't draft a quarterback in the first round, he needs to get fired as well.
But don't you need the right quarterback at the right money to the right thing?
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna clock it.
First draft.
Dude, that's why I put it up there, to clock it to more apparent things. Like I said, I'm going to go focus on the Red Wings and stuff like this, but it is what it is. They are what they are. They're sold. Same old lines differently. But there are pockets where things you're going, okay, yes, I see this. It's just flashes, but it's flashes of the worst team in the league. That's what the facts are.
No, it is. And look, yeah, Jeff Okudah was great yesterday. And we're certainly going to talk about that as well. He's forcing you to ask that question now, which is what.
But he's being available.
He's
out there and we're showing that he can be.
He had 15 tackles yesterday.
Good. Pushing 15. The pressure.
And you talk about switches too. He was kind of in like a hybrid role where it wasn't just exclusively corner.
Oh my gosh, third overall pick, a guy who's got talent. Maybe like that's the different like couple of these things that you're looking at that you're some of these coaches are trying to see. But the thing is he's healthy. I agree. Because anybody else say that's the best game he's played in the Lions uniform, and he was out there. Let's see the consistency of it. So there are little things, Neal. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean wins. You don't score touchdowns. You don't score a touchdown. I mean, this is the NFL. You got teams like Kansas City putting 44 points up on arguably the best defense in San Francisco. So, I don't know, man. From going from, oh my gosh, this is the greatest offense since sliced bread. Yeah, it is, but it needs its weapons there. It's only a one-trick pony with the original band.
Here's another thing, too, by the way. Talking about Brad Holmes and everybody that's getting involved in that mix. So yesterday, we got that much-awaited showdown that everybody talked about, right, with everybody's hero, Micah Parsons. Well, he locked up with Penei Sewell 12 times. Got one pressure, and that was when Goff rolled out, and then he kind of chased after him like that, and that counted as the pressure. Other than that, that was it. So, like, again, Penei Sewell, start making the gold jacket for the guy now. Like, just start doing it now. 10-year plus pro, lifetime Lion, all that stuff. Amon-Ra St. Brown got hurt, got the concussion. What are you going to do? Looks like he's got the capability of being a 10-year starter in the league, right? I think is that fair?
Yeah.
The production's there. We have enough of a database. So that's one draft, 2 10-year plus starters. I don't know what more the people want from Brad Holmes. I don't know what more they want. And then, as we look at the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, did you like what you saw from Josh Pascal yesterday? 89% of you say yes. So
that goes.
I forgot too, like the anti-Jamison Williams crowd that all of a sudden has come from everywhere because he's hurt, not available. You all loved it when the draft happened, right? We knew this going in that this was a Week 11. This was a Week 11 process. What changed?
Like, we act like we've won something ever. Ever, right? We act like teams that have won stuff should be. Yeah. We act like, oh man, it just we're not there, but we're moving it. But then again, Neal, when I look at it, what do we have? 8 penalties? The bunch of holding penalties and stuff like yesterday's game was lack of execute. Like, that was on the players. To me, right? Lack of execution, whether you're going to talk about quarterback, whether you're going to talk about fumble, whatever it didn't seem to me it was a glaring coaching.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess that's a positive. But again, everything, when I ask myself these questions, I'm talking about this with myself, I just flash the clock. Because really, it doesn't matter. It's got to let it play out, and it doesn't matter because
now
the biggest thing.
You're 1-5, so it's over.
Neal, the biggest thing isn't what they do for the rest of the year It is
now.
as long as it is in that aspect is that you want them to win. But it's what Brad Holmes does in the draft, where they end up in the draft, and keep putting these players that you're showing. He's showing us from a Penei Sewell. You know, you talk Malcolm too. You talk different guys that are out there making plays. So, yeah, they're gonna screw it up because they're gonna find a way to win 4 or 5 games and then get us that 5th or 6th pick. But that's the way. It's the way it always goes.
See,
so
this is what I'm trying to address right here. Like Francis Garcia, value contributor to Big D Energy. We all like Brad Holmes and recognize his great picks. What are his misses? Like, it doesn't. What do you expect the hit rate to be with a GM in a draft, man? Like, you expect it to be 100%? Even the get right pick is 23-8.
So when you judge a GM, do you judge him? Is he 10 out of 20, or is he just, or do you just say, or do you just say he's got 10?
Yeah.
Do you just add, like, there's no?
If you can get me a 10-year starter out of a draft, let alone get me 2, and then get a role. You know, not everybody you pick is going to go to the Hall of Fame.
Not like
is Aleem
baseball,
McNeil a contributor?
Right.
Is he a contributor? Aleem McNeil. He's a contributor.
Yes, yes.
Plays. He's in the box score. There's numbers next to his name in the box score. He's available. Like that's what I'm talking about. Just getting guys that play. Steven Syret here in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread. There were 4 rookie starters on defense yesterday. 4. All Brad Holmes draft pick. You like what you saw from Kirby Joseph? The football. He was around the football.
Absolutely.
He was around it. Pascal, same thing, was in there making impact plays, creating pressures, things. Like, guys.
That was the first time yesterday, honestly, where I looked and I went, hey, you know what? Remember Dan Campbell and Hard Knocks went, oh, it looks like we got a defense. And we all laughed, we're laughing at him going, well, show me. Like, that was something that they looked like schemes. It looked like they moved things around, and it at different points in the game, like you said, because of the young guys and the rookie guys and the improvement guys. I was really happy because I think there's something to build on.
Here we go. Dirgo Mobby's all 32. Brad Holmes picks suck. His free agent signings suck. Stop with the excuses. Guys, I don't know. Apparently we got to keep going through this, right? We got to keep going through it every single time. The free agency thing, DJ Chark. DJ Chark's done being a Lion in 2.5 months. He's done. It's over. Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. And again, guys, go back to this. You know what his biggest free agent signing this year was? Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins. That's not an excuse. That's math. That's fact. Go look at it. 10% of the cap spent on those guys. So you stop with it. I'm telling you what is. You're telling me what you think. It's on paper. You can go look at it. $18.5 million to those 2 guys. So stop, man. First draft he had, 2 10-year players. Stop with that. Now the Dan Campbell discussion, which we're going to have in a minute. That, as Smokey would say, that's different.
It's different. One's building your house and one's rearranging the furniture.
Right.
Right? Which one's more expendable? Which one's more valuable? Which one's more important to get it right? Right? So the builder is the one that's worried about the price of the nails and the wood to come in under costs and things like that. That's Brad Holmes' job to get it right so that he can make an impact in the future.
Yeah, he's the construction manager.
Was it a conscious choice in the offseason of how Brad Holmes attacked free agency or didn't attack?
It was an Iserman-esque plan.
So if it's 100% on his plan, and do you either trust your GM or whatever to go with this plan? Because I see it more on the Steve Yzerman, Troy Weaver, I got to get this books right thing before I do anything else. I hear people upset about who he brings in and stuff like this, but he brought the guys in that fit in what he needed for the time being.
Yep.
The time frame.
The time frame. That's what it was.
Can I tell you about time frame about getting a haircut?
Yes,
because we all know 168 of them. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, award-winning haircut experience. It's your last month to register to win the car of your dreams. Yes, it is. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Woodward Sports is giving you another chance to sit front row, this time at the Detroit versus Green Bay game. Think you have the best Dan Campbell impression?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Can you say man with the best of them?
I got it. Here's what I need, man. I need you to trust me. I swear to God, I'm not a lunatic. I swear to you.
Can you say, let's go for it on 4th down?
Man, I got a plan, I swear to you. All I think about is you guys. That's all I think about, man.
Are you a master motivator?
That's all I think about is you guys.
Show us in a video. Record your best Dan Campbell impression and post the video on Twitter or Instagram using hashtag Woodward Front Row. We'll select the best 3 impersonations of Motor City Dan Campbell and send you and a guest front row. So knock the dust off the old sweatpants, light some kneecaps, and enter today. And as always, go Lions, man!
I just need you to trust me. That's all. Please.
I don't care if I got one toe, 2 butt cheeks, and a rock.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, everybody. Thursday, October 27th, join the Ermanni Edwards with Maz show live in Dearborn. Yes, that's right. Braylon, Ryan, and Maz will be on site at Michael Phillips' Keller Williams office, Dearborn. Braylon will be doing a meet and greet after the show at 4:30 and stick around for trunk or treat in the Keller Williams parking lot at 6 p.m. Food trucks, costumes, and more, all from Mike Phillips and his wonderful staff at Keller Williams.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty. We got Westy here in the house, too. Alex Westfall, JB Smooth with an F on the end, by the way. Not a V, an F on the end. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. I know those Blazers are flying off the lot right now.
I watched 3 drive away as we sat here.
They are your EV headquarters as well, so come on out there. Whatever you guys want to get accomplished, Feldman Chevy can get you behind the wheel. Tap into our WoodwardSports.com chat thread as well. Our guy, Rack. True or false, Neal? The Dolphins are 4-1 with Tua as a starter and 0-2 without him. I don't know. He wins 70% of the games he starts. He's pushing 70% now, D-Mac.
That's up from 67, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Well, man. He just goes out there and wins. And you nailed it, too, anybody who threw the game on last night. And it's the team. I want my team to have that sigh of relief when they get in the huddle to know that this is their guy. Do you not see that he's their guy for every one of them?
And I got tweets, and I sent a tweet out yesterday about Tua, like just this whole everything is different for them when he's out there, and you can see it. Even if you don't know anything about the Dolphins, you can see that it's different out there. And I got a pushback tweet from somebody that said something. He shouldn't be out there.
Well, that's a different question, right?
But guys, I'm telling you this. In D-Mac, I wasn't going to put you on the spot like this, but I am.
Do it.
Sports sometimes, that sense of loyalty and that desire to be there for your guys who are leaning on you, we in the general population can't understand it. I'm convinced that we can't understand it, D-Mac. That bond in that locker room, when you truly, your team is a family, truly, you're going to be out there, man. You're going to be out there, period.
We take the lead from the military, right? You know, who protect. God bless everybody out there who has and continues to protect our freedoms and stuff like that. But it's always about when the guy beside you is more important
than yourself,
than you are. And here's the one thing, because I still don't know what the right answer is. And I was, when Tua got announced and Tua was out there and watching the game, was worried about him. How can you not be? I think he came out and even said, which you don't realize, but the worst thing wasn't for him, because he's a warrior and he can figure it out. It's on his parents and the people around him that don't have that control. So you don't want anybody to get seriously hurt, I think, because the way that the second one or the first one or whatever else, at the end of the day, you know what, Neal, if the doctors say he's okay and he wants to get out there, but there is that loyalty to his teammates, and especially because they think they got something special down there in Miami, right? And offensively with him in there, like you said, all he does is win. So, hopefully. And we didn't see it yesterday, but that's the one thing with Amon-Ra St. Brown coming out of concussion, is that you show symptoms again and then you're immediately out. So at least I think what we've learned out of the Tua situation, or at least the spotlight on the NFL, has never been more more apparent. So hopefully that something like this doesn't happen again. But again, it comes down, who are you to tell another human being that they can't do it if they're medically cleared? That's it. If they're medically cleared.
That's it. And we're still getting that discussion about Brad Holmes. And Tyler Schultz sent me a tweet today. And again, I'll tell you guys this. You hit us with something good, I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll use it. A, because I guess I'm kind of lazy like that, but B, because, mainly A, but B, because it's good. Like, I don't think of everything. I'm not like some savant up here or anything like that. Tyler Schultz says, potential show topic, Brad Holmes. Instead of defending him, because people will criticize, like some of you have in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, instead of defending him, because people will criticize, go on the offensive. Ask the people this question. What GM in Lions history has drafted better in their first 2 drafts? Make the people answer the question. So I pose that to you, Roto Kyle, on our WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Who's ever been better in their first 2 drafts? I'll wait.
Well, I would think who drafted Barry and who drafted Calvin. Drafted gold jacket guys.
Yeah, but that wasn't their first ahead, 2 drafts either.
Right? They be sort of ahead. But no, I think to your point, Neal, it's a time thing. And the more that you see what Brad Holmes, it's getting behind the scenes, is it's seeing that he came in and to me, this was the game plan, right? This was his plan. This is his plan for us. Now, did he plan on being 1-4? No. But as far as the books go, as far as getting the salary cap right, getting draft capital, so let me ask you this question, Neal.
Yes,
with
sir.
everything playing out, right? Playing out the way that it is, not even making a decision on who your quarterback is or what it is. When is your focus on Brad Holmes for what he does, either in free agency or signing that quarter? Like, when does he have that money that we're talking about? So when people in the offseason go, why does he get this free agent? Why does he get this free agent? Because financially he can't. When is he financially capable of, maybe like a Steve Yzerman, to sort of choose, but when you're going to say, now it's your time, because you will, right? There'll come a point, just like with Steve Yzerman and me, where it's, you got to show me, and if you're not showing me something, then I'm going to criticize you. You're not, he doesn't have carte blanche with you for the whole Brad Holmes, right? So when is that? It's not this year. Am I telling you?
Yeah, that's the answer to that
right?
question.
When is that? It's not, it could be this summer maybe, or no, because the books won't be right, so it's next summer. What I'm trying to get people to understand is that this isn't now. This isn't next year, right? The GM clock is probably 2 years down the road or 3 years, trying to get more of an understanding when there is money there.
You know what I don't understand is, so he's had 15 picks, and like the messages that I get here, Wisco 35, he's hit on 4 of 15 picks. So Jameson Williams is done then, right? Like that's a miss. Right?
No,
by that logic,
do you
that's
not
a miss.
take by what Josh Pascal showed you at number 2 is how much greater Jameson Williams is going to be at number 1 being hurt and taking the time to come back? You know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't Josh Pascal show you that he knows talent? Shows you that what we saw in Kentucky or whatever you saw it out there with grown men and stuff like this, does that not get you extra excited about Jameson Williams' speed and what he can bring to this offense? To me, it does.
I'd be curious to see, what are your 4 picks, Wisco? What are the 4 hits? I guess we would say 4 out of 50. What do you define as your quote unquote 4 hits? So like it's all out there. And to go back to your point, what you were making, and guys that have been watching the show for a while, ride with me here for the next 45 seconds. Okay, you guys have heard me say this before, but for those of you that are new and tapping in for the very first time, remember, in 2024, they got $90-ish million in cap space with all these guys signed to rookie contracts. Your Hutchinsons, your Jameson Williams, your Penei Sewells, whoever you take in next year's draft. Oh, by the way, too, that accounts for a quarterback slot of $30 million on the books already. So think about it this way. If you want to make your quarterback move that I think everybody wants made, you have a $30 million head start on it if you wanted to finagle. And you have $90 million in cap space. So start doing the math. Very easy to tack on another $20 million to your quarterback space, and boom, you got a $50 million quarterback. Who says no? In 2 years, he will be where Yzerman was this year. The expressway is the same. It was Yzerman's time to roll. He still got all his draft capital. And oh, by the way, when your guy Austin Matthews comes up for free agency, old Stevie Y's got $40 million more in cap space to play with. If you can't see that,
your guy Connor McDavid, for that fact, for the fact, what I'm trying to, the point is, the best player in the league you could get.
You can get. Like, you have these options. All these runways are available to guys. If you can't see that, then I can't help you. Like, it's easy to just sit here on a WoodwardSports.com chat thread and say, oh, well, you know, this guy's hurt and Jameson Williams hurt. He just took a bunch of hurt guys and stuff like that. Again, you can't do that. Now, Dan Campbell, on the other hand, if you want to question some stuff, we can question some stuff. And we're gonna get into it. I think Dan Campbell, there were some positives that I took away with Dan Campbell yesterday, believe it or not. And I don't think it's gonna work long term with him. But I believe in being fair. And we're gonna get to those after I tell you about Cintron, because Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. They've combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into their limited edition Red Wings themed 6-pack sampler box. Why wait? You can try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic or sugar-free, all-in-one Red Wings themed package. Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings to order yours today. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader Bet Tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. Hey, did you maybe not achieve those weight loss goals over the summer? Well, Custom Health Centers can take the willpower out of weight loss, whether they need to lose 20 pounds, 120 pounds. Custom Health Centers will help you do it quickly and safely. Go to CustomHealthCenters.com or give them a call today, 844-789-THIN. That's 844-789-THIN. It's Custom Health Centers. Back at it, Woodward Sports Network, live from Feldman Chevrolet. We're in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty. We got Westy here in the house. We got JB Smooth in the house with an F as well. Happy to have you guys with us. And it's I appreciate y'all tapping in, by the way, the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Goat Noah says, Neal, I'm a new person in here. I love the show, man. We appreciate you guys tapping in. I try to get to you. If I haven't seen you in here before, try to get to your thoughts. And look, man, you don't have to agree with me. I'm not like that. I'll have the discussion. I'll give you my points. I'll take your points, and then I'll let the people decide. You know what I'm saying? Like we got this one here, and this one made me laugh pretty good. Durgo's Mobby, all 32. Martin Mayhew was way better. Okay. Which Mayhew draft did you like better? The one in 2014 where you got Eric Ebron, Kyle Van Noy, Travis Swanson, Nevin Lawson, Larry Webster, Karan Reed, TJ Jones, and Nate Freese? Or the one right after that in 2015 where you got Lincoln Tomlinson, Amir Abdullah, Alex Carter, Gabe Wright, Michael Burton, Quandre Diggs, and Corey Robinson?
Lincoln Tomlinson's still playing.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
So was Quandre Diggs.
Yeah, he's good. Somewhere else.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right, man. Way better. Way better than 2 10-year starters that you're going to have. Like, come on, guys. Keep them coming, though, man. Makes me sound smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep it coming. Go Blue, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Okay. We always give the nod to Braylon for the Cintron stuff.
Cranberry.
Cranberry. You know, it's one of those things where, for me, I do want to address a couple of the things. And we have guys, you know, we talked about Ryan Ermanni. Our guy, Tom Mazaway. We have like a show-wide, a network-wide text thread that we have going on. And this narrative about, because there were a couple moments that I saw Dan Campbell take some heat yesterday. I'm actually going to defend the guy because it warrants defending. This whole nonsense about challenging the spot for a half yard or anything like that. And like Maz was going to die on the hill for this. And D-Mac, it made no sense for them to put a timeout in jeopardy to gain a half of yard.
In jeopardy.
Right.
What we're saying is what we saw in bad coaching decisions. You would have put that even though it would have been probably from what we saw in the replay, the spot would have been changed and whatever like that. You still would have put that in probably not a great coaching decision, right? If you're grading Dan Campbell. You're grading Dan Campbell, and by the fact Jamal Williams ain't supposed to fumble. You're supposed to be able to punch it in a 1st and goal by any means necessary. Not on that down, but 4 downs from the half-yard line, right? That's the execution. That's what probably he was thinking. So coaching 101, what you're saying is no, he made the right choice, and I can't fault him for that, even though if he made the other choice and it would have paid off, then he's still making bad coaching decisions. So this one was actually a good coaching decision. The execution was bad.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Troy says, name a home signing that looks great value right now. You guys, all of them that are over. Like even the Brockers thing. Has he been good? No, he's easily fixable. He can be gone this offseason. About $3 million-ish bucks. Gone. See, there you go. And actually, it'll save you $7 million in cap space by cutting them. So, like, that's, again, guys, this is it. There are no long-term Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins here. He's not working that way.
You know what the problem is, Neal? Not everybody was raised. It's like new math. It's like, seriously,
new curriculum.
The salary cap is like new math. And if anybody out there who has kids that go to school and they teach them to add left to right, when you grow up as a parent adding right to left, right, to all these things that you're saying about the $7 million buyout and this and there, and it goes towards this. I know it all matters. I know the numbers all add up in the salary cap that you have to figure these things out. But just like trying to help out my niece or nephew with their 7th grade homework, I ain't adding left to right. I'm going to do it my way, give you the answer, and not show my work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just more of the grasp of what you're trying to say, because everything you're saying on that next level in the salary cap area is there, but a lot of us aren't raised on it. You bring up Tom Mazaway. There's one to begin with. You bring up Terry Terry hates money. Right? Like different things like that. So it's hard to have a conversation with somebody about football, the Lions, with salary cap involved, and having a conversation with someone about football, the Lions, without salary cap. If you're talking about, because you go into every conversation with Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, two different people.
Right.
Everybody goes in there as Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes as one person. Everything else, it's your old football team. So it's frustrating in that way, but you're really speaking two different languages when people are arguing stuff that they're not putting the knowledge and the power and conceptualizing that everything goes in. That's just my understanding of it.
Yeah, our guy, Dirgo Mobby's all 32. I thought the question was first 2 drafts, bro. All right, when Mayhew came on in what, 08? I think it was 08 that he came on. So the Goster Chairless, Jordan Dizon, Kevin Smith, Andre Fluellen, Cliff Averill, Kenny Moore, Jerome Felton.
Averill was good.
Landon Cohen, Caleb Campbell draft, that was strong to you? Or the following year, they took Stafford with number 1, then followed up with Pettigrew, Louis Delmas, DeAndre Levy, Derek Williams, Sammy Lee Hill. I remember the Sammy Lee Hill era. Aaron Brown, Zach Follett. Come on, guys. Line them up. Go ahead and line. Where there's one 10-year starter in those 2 drafts? Like, come on, guys.
All right, go back to Chuck Schmidt. What was his? Gosh darn it.
Yeah, let's do it. No, it's just. But the Dan Campbell thing, there were a couple of moments that I think, again, the not challenging the spot at the 1-yard line, because why put a timeout in jeopardy for something that you don't know is a slam dunk?
And it's first and goal, right?
And it's first and goal from the 1. Like,
or it's,
You're not counting on Williams to fumble because he had never lost a fumble in his career prior to that. Another thing that he got a lot of heat for that I didn't necessarily understand, and Stick and I kind of butted heads about this. After they got the turnover and took over on their own 3-yard line inside the 2-minute warning, I didn't have a problem with them because Dallas had timeouts. You see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have a problem with them running the ball and then letting the clock run out. I didn't have a problem with it. Dallas had timeouts. You throw a pass in that situation, it's incomplete. Now you're giving Dallas the power.
You want that guy throwing a pass yesterday with what he did with passes? So
there's something to that, yeah.
Sometimes again, so to Dan Campbell is the first one that will be aggressive and go for it. He's proven that over the past 2 years as a coach with his 4th down calls. But in that time, seeing as where he was at, you can understand it, and it makes sense to me. Because you don't have Patrick Mahomes. We all just, you know what it is? We watch Patrick Mahomes, and no matter when he gets the ball, whether it's 20 seconds left or 12 seconds left, he does something with it every time. We're just jealous. We don't have that. But Dan Campbell realized that he didn't have that tool of Patrick Mahomes back there.
I mean, and again, it's something where all the elements that could go wrong, i.e., Jared Goff didn't play well. Who'd be the first one to tell you he didn't play well?
Him.
Jared Goff would be the first one to tell you he didn't play well.
Which in that situation, when you got no Swift and you got, Brown goes down and stuff like that, you don't have the luxury. He's got to be that leader the same way as like him and Jamal Williams have to drag that offense right to a touchdown. That's what they have to do. That's the difference. That's what the teams. You know what? That's what Danny Dimes is doing in New York, buddy, with his little baby hands. But you know what? He gets all that criticism, but they're finding a way to win. You look at the Jets, too. I mean,
it's just I just don't want to see Campbell criticized for that when they were getting the ball to start the second half and Dallas had timeouts, too. And you're on your own 3-yard line.
You're deep in your end, and the fact is if they're not going to try, if they're trying to get the ball back and pin you or whatever, but if you can get out of that situation, right, I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
I don't have a problem where you can understand the why. And obviously it was a game plan. It's just when there's no, it's just, the frustrating things is when it seems like there's chaos and there's no plan. And then, to me, what's more frustrating, Neal, yesterday, and I want to bring this up, is just coming out of a bye week and some of the penalties, and some of the undiscipline and stuff like that, which should be cleaned up. So that was more frustrating to me than some of the coaching calls. Because I asked you that today. I go, if you're going to grade Dan Campbell on that, hey, we're watching you and we're hoping you're not going to screw up because we're watching to see every time you screw up, right?
No doubt.
How many other coaches across the league are getting scrutinized for coaching decisions? But Dan Campbell, now he's put himself in a position that he gets scrutinized for every little bit.
But you know what this all boils down to, D-Mac, and there's no escape from it. It all boils down to 4-18-1. Because that's this business. That's the NFL. You are what your record says you are. And look, there are things that go into it to where, yes, you're still paying 10% of your cap for previous regime mistakes. I understand that. But how are you supposed to win a football game when you haven't scored a touchdown and going on 10 quarters? They haven't scored a touchdown.
I know.
Since October 2nd.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that long, but yeah.
They haven't scored a touchdown in 10 quarters, man.
Nobody's going to win.
No one's winning. No one's winning. And I don't know, man. Like I just don't know what to say because this was the number one offense in the league through 3 weeks. Only this organization.
Healthy, which goes to show you, like we said all along, right? DeAndre Swift is like your most valuable asset to anything else.
Yep.
He makes it's a game changer.
But you know what? And Trash Can Man is right here. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. We can't use that we have no Swift as an excuse because we never have Swift. Fair.
No. Here's the whole thing, right? It's like how fast your car. No, the bottom line is because we've seen it, because we put the car on the street. We know how it performs, but it's always in the shop. That's the fair part, right? That's the thing is, he's a difference maker when he's on the field.
Bob Johnson says, Neal, look at the wide receiver core, and it's amazing how when Amon-Ra St. Brown goes down. That's a great point that you bring up because as soon as Amon-Ra St. Brown goes down, that's a very pedestrian receiver core. Very pedestrian.
He's your security blanket, and you've lost that, and you try to put Hawk into that, but your focus is on your number one is Josh Reynolds, and your focus on Tom Kennedy. I'm sorry. You look at the other receivers that I'm looking around the league. You look at Miami last night. Oh, there goes Tyreek Hill. Oh, there goes Jalen Waddle. Give me a break.
Yeah, it is. It's.
But hopefully, but there's the positive, right? We got a luxury. We got an expensive sports car getting ready to come back, and I like it from where this team's at, right? Because let me ask you this: with Jamison Williams in the lineup, Lions. More apt to score touchdowns, more apt to win a game with him in the lineup than out of the lineup.
How about just score a touchdown?
No, but what I'm saying is I don't mind them waiting a little bit more, and the longer you let him to make sure that he's 100%.
Yeah,
no
doubt.
To rush him back and stuff like that. But he's gonna jeopardize your tanks in the street, bro. He will. Tell me he's not.
No, I know.
So you're going to be like, yeah, and then be like, oh, no, don't do it too much. So hopefully he's got a couple. So what I'm saying is there is talent coming out, right?
No doubt.
And then getting St. Brown back. So just those two guys there can make a world of difference like it does for every other team.
How good is Amon-Ra St. Brown, though, as we're finding out when he's not there? For real, how good? The guy that was given Holmes a hard time about drafting. Sorry, that doesn't fit your narrative. I'm sorry, but again, the
whole league knows how good this kid is.
100%, man. Guardian Alarm's good.
Oh, absolutely. Guys fall, leaves on the ground. Guardian Alarm, let the Guardian Alarm give you peace of mind while you're out enjoying the fall leaves and whatever you're going to do. Maybe get a little bit of golf in. So if you want to be part of the Guardian Alarm Woodward Sports family, I need you to give them a call. 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800.
Stay out.
Stay out. Give them a call today and know that you're being protected 24/7 by the best in the local security business. Woodward Sports Network. Give them a call. 1-800-STAY-OUT. Let them know we sent you.
The biggest rivalry in the state is almost here. That means one thing, the biggest tailgate party in the state. Join Woodward Sports for our tailgate takeover before the U of M versus State game on October 29th. Will Harbaugh and the boys pull out the win? Or is Tuck still coming? Michigan legend Braylon Edwards will be handing out food, prizes, and much more. So no matter what team you root for, come party with the network that does it best. The Woodward Sports Network. The Tailgate Takeover, powered by Custom Health Centers, Syntron, and Planet Fitness.
Woodward Sports, you see the name!
Wednesday, all 3 shows will be live from Planet Fitness in Madison Heights on 18 and Ryan. Come check it out. You can get Lions tickets, Michigan tickets, also maybe a signed jersey by Darren McCarty, or even the man himself, Braylon Edwards, #1 Michigan jersey. Come out, have fun. Member Appreciation Week. We're going to have a great time. Be there or be square. It's a great day to get some Syntron in your life. Okay. There it is. Syntron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Syntron World, baby. Syntron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CyntronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
And a miraculous catch.
Follow us everywhere. Just search Woodward Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, IG, and more.
What's up, guys? D-Mac here for the Woodward Front Row. Oh, my gosh. This is getting great, and we want to tell you can win front row seats to see Detroit versus Green Bay Packers. This is how you enter. You record a video doing your best Dan Campbell impression. Come on, man. Post it on Instagram or Twitter with hashtag Woodward Front Row. Make sure you're following Woodward Sports. We will select 3 winners. Yes, 3 winners that will get 2 tickets each to sit front row for the Detroit Lions Green Bay Packers game at Ford Fields. The winners will be announced November 4th, so get yours in today. And trust me, there's a bunch of doozies, man.
Man. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We're live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty here in the house. Westy, JB Smooth with an F on the end of it. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And I don't know where this came from, but it's massive. There's a massive assault going on right now on our guy Stick, NFL draft junkie. Stick needs to be called out for the postgame yesterday. He said Goff was not a reason they lost. Come on, man. Michael Barr says Stick is delusional. Stick, hey, you've been seeing here
at Feldman. Here we go.
We will welcome in Stick here live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Stick.
And I'll preface this by saying I've been called worse by better people, so let's go. Let's start there.
And you will be in the future as well.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but Stick, I don't know where this came from. I never addressed it. I never brought you up by name or anything like that.
It's called living rent-free, Neal. It's called living rent-free.
So, all right, since you're here, man, I'm curious to hear this.
Yeah.
Clarify. Did you say that the reason they lost was not because of Jared Goff?
Yeah, I thought everybody that was bashing Goff for that game is absolutely silly because these are the same people through the first 4 games of the season are like, oh, Goff's good. He has 1 bad game. Oh, Goff's bad. And to me, it's more of a sample size thing. I'm going to look at the big picture. I'm not going to look at 1 game. And yesterday, I thought Goff played a pretty good game. Did the fumbles happen at the end? Yeah, but the game was already out of question. It's not like that had really anything to do with it. The first interception in the first half was an interception. We all know that. The world knew that. The NFL couldn't figure that out, but we knew that. That ball was not intercepted. Did Goff fumble the ball on the 1-yard line? No. To me, those were the big things. And I'll tell you this much. Jamal Williams, love you, guy. One of the best interviews we've ever had here on WoodwardSports.com. He lost that game for the Lions yesterday. Not only on that
and
fumble.
he said as much, too. I'll give him credit.
And that's great.
But you still did it.
That's one thing about this Lions team is they are accountable for when they mess up, but I'm just sick of them taking accountability because they're always messing up. But no, Jamal Williams missed a huge block on a play that was perfectly called by our OC, which would have resulted in a touchdown if he gets his block. Instead, it results in a sack for Jared Goff, and now we want to blame Goff because his running back couldn't pick up a block? What are we talking about here? That's what I'm wondering. Like, you can hate Goff all you want, but stats are stats. He's putting up numbers this year. He's kept our offense on pace. We wouldn't be talking about the number one offense for the first 4 weeks without him. And I just think it's these people that have just,
It is pre-programmed.
You know what it is,
quote
though?
Biggie, you're preying on my downfall.
You know what it is?
And that's what they're doing.
Listen, he's got to have the perfect setup for him around him.
Yeah, he's Matthew Stafford 2.0.
No, but I'm saying as far as his weapons, as far as whatever else, and then the execution, things have to go well for him. The adversity, he's not gonna create, and that's just who he is to 6 point. I don't care who you are, but if you're the quarterback of my football team, you haven't scored a touchdown in 10 quarters. I don't care what plays. If you're an NFL quarterback supposed to be better than most and my future, I want to know that there's something extra that you just go down. Like, he's consistent, Stick, I'll tell you that. Yeah. He's consistent, but he's consistently is what he is. To your point, he is what he is, but he's not going to at those moments, to that specific game, but to everybody else, the big glaring thing is other quarterbacks. Mitch Trubisky finds a way. And maybe you shouldn't. That's the wrong thing to do, is compare to what other teams have going on. But to your defense, it's not Jared Goff didn't lose them that game.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we're talking about this game specifically, hell no, he did not lose them that game.
His
I don't
ceiling
know what
and his
people are
floor
talking
is
about.
he is what he is. Here's the deal.
And that's the bigger picture. But
he's a 6.
When I'm talking during the post-game show, I'm talking directly about what I just witnessed and currently witnessing, because we start at the 2-minute warning. What I witnessed was not Jared Goff losing us that game. Now, you want to talk about how the offense wasn't there. You want to talk about how the offense has only scored 6 points in 2 games. You want to talk about how the offense hasn't scored a touchdown in 2 consecutive games for the first time since 1970. We can talk about all those things.
Who's the GM then?
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably better than Brad Holmes, according to these idiots, too.
I heard it was 2014. That was when Martin Mayhew was the GM.
52 years since we haven't put up. And you're going to put all of that on Goff? No. Why don't we have the Ben Johnson conversation? We're going to have that conversation. You had 2 weeks to scheme for a defense, and we put up 6 points.
Well, and here's the thing, too, and I've been pretty consistent about this. Is Goff heaven sent or anything like that? Certainly no. Right. Sticks never contended that. And I'll go with this, too. Goff is on brand. Yeah, guys, remember it this way, too. Me, like Mr. Money, Mr. Salary Cap, Mr. Draft Capital, he cost 60% of an elite quarterback. He is, and here's what I don't understand, because I've seen this a couple.
Get what you paid for, right?
He is on brand, and he's on budget. He is giving you what he cost.
He's 60%. Alex Smith. He's our Alex Smith. And
he's not that good.
You think Alex Smith was that good?
Pro Bowls don't lie. We forget he went to Pro Bowls, bro. We forget that he had moments. But anyway, with all that being said, he costs 60% of an elite quarterback. He gives you about 60%. Because look. So there's what? They're 1-5, right? There's been 6 games.
Yep.
He's been good in roughly 60% of those games.
4 of 6, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
66%.
The math checks out.
Yeah, and that's why I just don't get if you're going to point a finger at anybody, one player for last game, it's got to be Jamal Williams. And outside of that, I don't think Dan Campbell did a bad job yesterday either. To me, yesterday was the first time I ever saw Dan Campbell actually coach the right way. And it kept us in the game. Now, the turnovers, you don't coach those, but obviously it's something you can prep for and get your team better at. But, yeah, Dan Campbell didn't schedule 5 turnovers. You think that was part of the game plan? Hell no.
Well, if we're going to go into where did you think the glowing improvement or who did the best work during the bye week, then you got to tip your hat to Aaron Glenn, do you not?
100%.
And getting more availability, but, to a guy that I was soured on. And I like all these people as human beings, and I like all these coaches as human beings. Now we're talking about coaching or not, but you got some more assets in there. But I'm really looking, honestly, at Jeff Okudah. Like I said, am I watching? Can I get not a 3rd overall, but can I get a 1st-round production in a cornerback? And then you look at Jerry... Jerry Jacobs coming back too, where last year arguably he was our cover guy. So as the pieces come back and we get healthy, then I thought, on the defensive side, Aaron Glenn, they've addressed some things. So there are conversations. If you got more productions or saw better, but
will you guys agree with this? Yesterday's defense was the hardest hitting Lions defense we've seen in years. To me, it was.
That we saw this season, yeah, no doubt.
And last season, too. So, like, Deshaun Elliott, what he was doing to people out on that field, I haven't seen a Lions safety or linebacker come up and fill like that in a long time. Okudah crashing down on the line.
15 tackles, man. Man had 15 tackles.
Yeah, 12 solo, 3 assists. Yeah, coming down on the line of scrimmage, breaking up running plays. And they weren't throwing at him either because his man was covered every time. Paschal, just occupying that space in the line. It was like the first drive, Paschal was able to hold off the tackle and extend the play to the outside so Okudah came up and smacked him. Like, I was actually impressed with our defense. With the Lions defense for the
individual
first time.
moments of it. Yeah, individual moments of it. No, I'll agree with that. Here's something I want to address because I keep seeing this, and even our guy Easy is on this. And even our guy Easy is on this. People Pleaser says, if you think we should re-sign Goff, you don't watch football. So People Pleaser, I would imagine you probably watch Easy at some point. Who is saying it? They got him under contract for 2 more years after this year. Who's saying that? No one's saying that. And this plays back to what we talked about earlier, D-Mac, about if there wasn't somebody they liked in the draft, which there was nobody that you guys liked in the draft last year at the quarterback spot. Remember, we had that whole fight during the whole draft thing. Here's the deal, is they're just letting it sit the way it is. And when I tell you guys about 2024 and $90 million in cap space, that's with Goff signed. That accounts for $30 million at the quarterback spot. So you can make your move with a rookie that you want to draft, or you can make your move with getting after one of the elite quarterbacks that happens to come available. Flexibility.
What all these idiots are missing, too, and it's living proof before
namely Easy, right?
Yeah, well, no, some dude named I'm Salty. What all these idiots are missing right now is go look at San Francisco. Is Jimmy G the world beater? Hell no, he's not. But what did they do? They spent a ton of capital on Trey Lance. Is Trey Lance as good as Jimmy G? No. So what did they do? They just wasted time. You wasted part of your team. Now you got to go out and go get a Christian McCaffrey and forfeit the rest of your assets. Like, Goff is Jimmy G in my eyes. If we draft some dude that isn't immediately better and can replace him, all we're doing is stubbing our own toe. And now look, Jimmy G's back with the 49ers. Obviously, they got blown out yesterday against a fabulous Pat Mahomes-led Chiefs team, putting up 44 on the number 1 defense. But either way, I don't want to get back in that situation where we think we're drafting because we're smarter than the room, and next thing you know, we got Trey Lance, who's never going to play. Or, look at what they did in Green Bay. I'm not calling Goff. I'm not calling Goff Aaron Rodgers. I'm not.
But Jordan Love isn't good enough to play.
20th overall pick.
Yeah.
Where else could that
They're going to run through a whole rookie contract, and he'll never play.
Yeah, awesome. Good job, because you wanted to push a quarterback out. It didn't happen.
You brought up hit me in the face with, do you get that from Brad Holmes that he comes off as the smartest in the room guy?
Brad Holmes?
Yeah. Does he?
No.
No, not at all. So when I'm thinking back to different regimes, right, even like Matt Millen, to that fact, always gave off that arrogance. Obviously, Quinn and Patricia. So the fact that like that has to play into it somehow. It just when you said that, because that's the whole thing. The fact is you're the worst in the room, and yet you always act like you're the smartest in the room. Maybe when one of that changes and it shows as the GM not being the smartest in the room, Neal, that we have a chance at this foundation and the outside building, the structure, something that he's the right guy.
The Lions just seem to be bringing the stupid out of people right now, because I'm watching the chat. People are talking about Alex Smith Goff went to a Super Bowl too. Like, what are we doing here?
I know what we should be doing. We should be going to Big Boy for burgers and loaded fries for a limited time only. The burgers and loaded fries are available at Big Boy. It's not just a Slim Jim. It's the Big Jim. The chili cheese. You know that's a tease. Guess what else is new? It's the bacon blue. You got to upgrade the fries. If you don't upgrade the fries, what are you doing with your life? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. It's all out there for you. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports is giving you another chance to sit front row, this time at the Detroit versus Green Bay game. Think you have the best Dan Campbell impression?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Can you say man with the best of them?
I got it. Here's what I need, man. I need you to trust me. I swear to God, I'm not a lunatic. I swear to you.
Can you say, let's go for it on 4th down?
Man, I got a plan, I swear to you. All I think about is you guys. That's all I think about, man.
Are you a master motivator?
That's all I think about is you guys.
Show us in a video. Record your best Dan Campbell impression and post the video on Twitter or Instagram using hashtag Woodward Front Row. We'll select the best 3 impersonations of Motor City Dan Campbell and send you and a guest front row. So knock the dust off the old sweatpants, light some kneecaps, and enter today. And as always, go Lions, man.
I just need you to trust me. That's all. Please.
I don't care if I got one toe, 2 butt cheeks, and a rock.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning. We find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless sanitized room with trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. Don't forget, they offer the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, Swedish Beauty Lotions as well. Those are Spencer Raxter's personal favorites. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. That is the website. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters. 27 locations. More on the way. It's Chili Peppers Tanning, y'all. Back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, JB Smooth with an F. We got Westy, Alex Westfall here. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. We'll be joined by Ryan Poulter, as a matter of fact, the sales manager for Feldman Chevrolet. Get you caught up with our Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup. It's hard in these streets, man. Everybody went 2-0. Everybody went 2-1 in their picks. You got to be good, man, to make up ground out here, dude. It's big.
Absolutely. Gosh darn it. Yeah, 2-1. I'm really the one that suffered, put myself back. But when you come back and go 0-3, you come back 3-0, 2-1. It's tough. It's tough, Neal. But continuing, we're in the heart of it. What are we? 6 weeks in?
Yeah.
5 weeks in?
Yeah,
heart of the season.
We are. It's
time to pull away.
Yeah, that we got Ryan and T-Foss at 10-5, and D-Mac and myself at 9-6. And it's all to play for, as they would say. Lots of discussion about the Red Wings in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, and And Tammy, I know that you're patiently waiting. You know how it works, though, on a Monday post Lions, certainly in the fashion that it did go down at.
Neal, he didn't have the balls to start out with hockey.
Which we are. We're going to get into the Red Wings just a little bit. I have kind of a very sobering point. I discussed it a little bit earlier in the show, but for those of you that missed that, I'll kind of reset that. It's just, and it really hit me like a sledgehammer, D-Mac, which we will discuss about the Red Wings.
Neal, but it just
now I know, but
how precious the points are.
I just want everyone to understand the waters we're swimming in. I know because of what these guys do every single Sunday, and the fact that right now the Detroit Lions do possess the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft. I know that we get desperate and maybe we overvalue stuff that the other teams are doing and kind of get out of tune with reality. There is a little bit of a reality check that I do have with the Red Wings, but we'll discuss. My name on our WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Anzalone's a special teams player on any other team, and that's a fact. Again, guys, and this is something that's interesting to me because I do like to bring this up because it bears discussion, and it's not something where I'm trying to make excuses or anything like that. You guys are aware that the highest paid linebacker on your team by far this year is Jamie Collins. You guys know that, right? Everyone that's crushing Anzalone and stuff like that, Anzalone has been on brand this year. He's what is he? He's a $2 million player. Because that's what he is.
Right. Yeah.
Like the Jared Goff thing, the Anzalone thing.
Yeah, the person's right. Yeah, you're right. He's a special teams player. But you're the Detroit Lions, so you don't have that luxury. So that goes to show you where you're at.
Yeah, Jamie Collins is your highest paid linebacker, and he doesn't play here. So, that's what it is.
The old double dip.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it is, but we're going to get into the Red Wings coming up right about 12:36 or so. So we will tap into it, and certainly more as the week goes on. But man, lots of stick slander out there. It's pretty incredible to me. Aiden Hutchinson yesterday, and you brought this point up, D-Mac, and I want to discuss it at length because we saw it out of Jeff Okudah. We saw some different technique with Aiden Hutchinson. How much of that is because of Josh Paschal? I don't know. It's certainly some degree, I would think. But they changed things up. And whether you hate Dan Campbell, which there seems to be a lot of that out there, or not, you do have to give them credit on the defensive side of the ball because they're not just going down with the ship. They did change up the angle of attack for Aiden Hutchinson. Josh Paschal came in there, certainly made a difference. They changed up what they were doing with Jeff Okudah, and he had 15 tackles, man. As weird as it sounds, I feel very good about the changes that were made defensively on Sunday.
They made adjustments, right? And that's what you're always looking for. We want to say, what adjustments are you going to make during the game and stuff like this, but coming out of the game plan, you could tell they've been working on things. You could tell. And to Stick's point about how hard that hitting game was yesterday, the effort and the physicality and stuff like that is by choice. So these guys are out there giving their best. And then what are we criticizing Aaron Glenn on before? Putting his guys in position to succeed. We saw that more yesterday. The apparent one more to it, right? So Okudah being able to not only shut down and sort of, get Dak Prescott to look over and go, I'm not going that way, but they ran on him a lot. And his ability for the physicality and to make 15 tackles and to be a part of it where his nose is in there. So, a lot of times we don't we see that with other good teams is that there are special players on their defense and they sort of seem to shine out or get to the quarterback or make a play when that play needs to happen. So to me, it got better. It's the clock, Neal. So every game you want to look and you got to look at the offense and the defense and the special teams differently, the coach overall. I think the big improvement from what I'd seen from the whole beginning of the season was adjustments, right? Adjustments on defense. Now, to the fact that Anzalone's your starting middle linebacker goes more to where you're at talent-wise and what you need to add or subtract. But if you're getting availability and you're getting guys, like Paschal to be healthy, to come out, and you get Okudah to step up like this, and you get Hutchinson with different looks, the apparentness where you saw him standing up more, right? And so that's something different. Now, I don't believe that as young and even as talent that they have to do it together. So as they figure it out together, and that goes along with, Kaminsky came back. I was at the Washington game, and he was a big reason for Aiden Hutchinson. So I think it's them as a unit. Whoever shows out, whoever gets there, we shouldn't worry that it always has to be Hutchinson. It can be as long as the unit's disrupting and making it tougher.
Yeah, and that was kind of my point too. Was if anything else, we saw Aaron Glenn, we saw Dan Campbell come up with a game plan this time, right? There was a scheme to it. There was a game plan that had its moments. Yes, guys, it was Dak Prescott. And Dak is one of those guys, man, like but you never know which Dak Prescott's going to be out there.
Yeah, and if you're a Lions and you're hearing all the reports before the game, if you're on defense and it's going, Dak Prescott picked this game to come back against you, are you not sitting in there? I know Aaron Glenn's probably sitting in there during the meetings every the week telling them, hey, this is what he thinks of you. This is what they think of you. And they played well, right? They just got put in too many disparaging positions. And at the end of the game is the end of the game. But literally, when you have the ball at the 1 yard line with a chance in the second half, and especially deep in the second half to get up a score on the road. Neal, people do remember, right? Dan Campbell does not have a road win.
Never.
Just saying. 4-18-1.
Here's a good stat for you.
I'm just saying.
Do you know the last Lions coach to have a road win?
Jim Caldwell.
Daryl Bevell. When after Patricia got fired, remember when Bevell was the interim coach? He won at Chicago in 2020.
Wow.
I looked that up, and it was staggering.
Okay. Well, it's going to happen at some point.
Is it?
Just like the playoff win. Right now, now we're off of the playoff win. Now we're on to a road win. That's how bad it's gone in this town.
When we come back, we'll be joined by Ryan Poulter here. We'll kind of recap the weekend in football. Some Red Wings talk to get to, too, coming up in about 13 minutes from now, so don't worry. We're going to get to all of it here on Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. Hey, we're making picks, right? I gave you the good, right, with Army. My guys, Army. Right there. They protect your freedom, and they made you some money this weekend. JB Smoove with an F was on it. Spence was on it. Everybody was on it. OddsTrader.com, the number one site for all of your game day betting activity. Play-by-play updates, live scores. Most importantly, guys, the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Don't give anything away. You got a game you like, hit up OddsTrader.com. Find out the book with the best line. Bet it there. If you want to get real fun with it, when these odds open up at the beginning of the week, I'm just saying, see where these odds are. I don't know. Maybe play it both ways. You get a 2-point gap. Bees in the trap. Bees in the trap. You can do that on oddstrader.com. I'm just telling you guys. Go there right now. Find your best bet.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What's going on, everybody? JB here letting you know about Swiss Insurance Group. Swiss Insurance Group and their employees are heavily involved in the community, which is also very rewarding but comes with great responsibilities. If you sit on your local youth sports board, homeowners association, or are a volunteer coach, directors and officers insurance is a must. Make sure the kids, parents, and volunteers are all protected. Call Swiss Insurance today.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, JB Smoove with an F, and, of course, Westy Alex Westfall. Out here, we are live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Need a car? They're here for you. Whatever you guys want to do. The Blazers, the EVs, they got you covered all the way around the line. Big weekend of football. A lot was going on, and you guys know every Friday and then every Monday we have our Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick Challenge. Myself, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster as well, and Ryan Poulter, the sales manager here at Feldman Chevrolet, and we'd like to catch up with him. Everybody went 2-1 as we welcome in Ryan Poulter, the sales manager here at Feldman. Ryan, 2-1 as well. He fell for the old miss trick against LSU. You fell for it.
Fell for the old miss trick. Listen, I feel weird. I'm like distant from you guys, but we're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
You know, listen, the line just got me. The line got me. But I tell you what, RP's lock of the century is 2-0 so far. 2-0 so far, and we're gonna keep it going. Listen, I can't even look at D-Mac because he's not giving me any competition, Neal. And
I'm one game back, bro, and I'm not even trying. I'm a hockey guy, and you're all football and all this.
I'm a hockey guy too.
I don't even care, and I'm gonna beat you.
Okay, well, hey, listen, you got to at least get in first.
I will give you credit. And look, you fell Because for me, like the two games that you did have, like with the Oklahoma State and the Ole Miss, I thought both of them were traps.
Yeah.
You know, you fell for the one, but Oklahoma State came through rock solid on the Raiders.
Hey, listen.
I always say that you get what you deserve when you bet on or against the Las Vegas Raiders. Whatever happens to you, you deserve it.
Oh,
and
for
you deserved it yesterday. You got to win.
Hey, you know what? I was a little nervous there, and I was going to
Well, you should have been, and I was actually watching the end of that game because I had a buddy that got on it too. And you're not even betting on the Raiders. And I've done this with the Get Right pick. You're not betting on the Las Vegas Raiders.
You're
betting against the Houston Texans.
Yeah, that's it.
And they're jumping off sides on 4th and 1. They're going to go for it on 4th and 1. They get a false start, then they have to punt. Bad teams being bad teams, like when you fumble going into the end zone.
I mean, listen, I was going to text you. And I was going to say, I'm done. I'm wearing a bag tomorrow. I can't. I mean, listen. If you're going to talk, you got to back up your talk. I mean, I think I'm backing it up pretty good. But I was going to text you and say, "Oh, I'm wearing a bag tomorrow," but then it just happened. I mean,
you guys got to understand. I'm going to let you behind the curtain a little bit because and I'm the one that had the 0-3 week and stuff. My loss this week was also too, but I get information on my losses, right? I bet Alabama. Alabama showed me exactly what it is. Come out and I tell you,
you got
Alabama,
information
Georgia,
that you can capitalize on later.
Right. So
okay.
I did the same thing. My loss this week was Green Bay. I had to see if Green Bay, and that's the disappointing point too, is Green Bay's in the crapper, right? Green Bay, they're imploding inside. There's locker room. There's stuff. You got Aaron Rodgers doing press conferences, Matt LaFleur coming up going, I don't even know what that means. It shows on the field, right? You got things where there's some, it's crumbling, and we're not there as the Lions to take advantage. But I saw what I needed. They're done. They're cooked. And it's not, it's the fact that Green Bay team, right? The effort. You saw different things. It's like in Tampa Bay. So when I make my bets and I suffer a loss, there's a reason. I go down. It's like a sacrificial lamb. But I'm getting better. And still, and you're only one game ahead of me, but bro, come on, man. Come on. You're worried about wearing bags?
Nobody asks how much you win by. They just ask if you win. And now I'm winning. I mean,
as we go to see, Neal would know that because he's got the Get Right special, which at 23 and 8. 23 and 8 is like a real professional record of winning, right? The 10 and 5, the 9 and 6. No, it's
I'm sorry, 24
We're in the
and 8.
heat of the season now, bro.
Darren,
get in the heat of the season. I'm just looking out. I just want you to be the best you can be. I don't want you to have to sweat it out like with pits like that, worrying about what bag you're going to wear on your head on the next day.
But
no, I want you to be confident.
I'm winning.
All right.
I know that's what I'm saying,
I don't see you above me.
I don't like it when you're talking about putting a bag on your head because you're worried.
Man. I mean, Neal's the one who eggs all this out, and I'm looking down at him too.
But yeah, I mean,
how many weeks is
still?
What week are we in?
I'll be 2-1 every week.
But what
That's
week
all
are
I
we
know. We are, as a matter of fact,
were you 2-1 last
we're going
week?
into week 6.
Okay, and how many weeks
I
of the
was.
season? 18.
Yeah, we still got a long way to go. We got a long way to go.
That's all right.
What about this though?
Because Ryan reminds me, it's just like all these great vehicles out here. They got some horsepower. They got some gas. They get a little bit of a rabbit. The rabbit and the tortoise. Tortoise and the hare. More of a tortoise.
What about this? Detroit Dabber 313, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I ran Neal's parlay. 2 of 3 isn't cutting it, bud. I can only win 66 to 70% of the time. I can't win 100% of the time. I'm sorry.
But did you not tell them that they're individual bets? You're not a parlay mixing together unless, right?
I'm very
technically, they'd be a positive player because they would have only vigged out.
I'm a parlay guy. I mean, you got to go big.
I know, you are. You had a nice one over the weekend. You screenshotted it and sent it out.
I had a 6-gamer that finally hit. I didn't lose one. I got them all 6.
Ryan, what about this one here? Fight Forever, WoodwardSports.com chat thread says you should have picked them Horned Frogs. You were looking at TCU, I bet.
I looked at TCU. I looked at I was trying to remember what game I looked at, and I'm a big believer. If you're going to do something, you go all in, right? You're gonna do it 100%. And I got a little wisdom from Sean next to me, and he was telling me how much he likes the Ole Miss pick, and I'm like, but I went for it and I went all in. But there was a couple other lines I was looking at. I was trying to remember which one I really, really liked, but I got talked out of it.
You can't. You got to be strong to your convictions, man.
Did we learn
you
anything?
Have to.
Did you learn anything college football? Did anything change your mind where you reiterated on like focus on other teams.
Yeah, LSU. I mean, LSU and the SEC. I mean, I think they're tied for first, and
we could, because we do this right. Brian Kelly is a good football coach.
He's a good football coach. Plain
Period.
simple.
End of story. You can not like the fake accent. You can not like jumping ship from Notre Dame.
Oh, Oregon surprised me too.
See,
Oregon surprised me.
UCLA was
That was
another
more
one that was
UCLA,
fugazi. UCLA was fugazi, man.
Yeah.
They were.
That was more of the kit car.
Tell me all the big wins Chip Kelly
Bo
has.
Bo Nix as a quarterback. I mean, even
But he's at home. He's a monster at home.
I mean, it's still.
And he turns into Jared Goff on the road.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
that's just the way. That's just the way
I
that
didn't
it
see
works.
that game going out that way. It did though. I didn't see that game going out that way. It did.
Oh, as soon as the line tells you the story, as soon as UCLA was getting a touchdown like that, you're like, okay, Oregon's going to cook these guys.
A lot of the lines were spot on though. Like this week, I think Vegas got it right. I mean, there were some big spreads in there that you were afraid to take, but some people took them and they hit them.
Well, and looking ahead to this week, before we let you go here, Ryan, looking ahead to this week, you walked over to here during a commercial break and showed me that Tennessee-Georgia line.
For next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For next week.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the Tennessee train.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, we had Josh Pascal in here. He was sitting next to me on a Saturday watching college football. He looked at me and he said, Tennessee's winning the SEC this year.
That's straight from from Josh Pascal too, SEC guy.
What was the line?
It was Tennessee plus 15.5 or something like that.
Tennessee's getting over 2 touchdowns in that game.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
At Georgia.
Against a team that can't throw a touchdown pass.
No, I'm. Wait, what am I missing, Neal?
Tennessee.
Tell me what I'm missing.
That's
here.
a big
Why
lie.
the money's not on Tennessee right now? What do they know?
I don't know.
What do they know?
That's the crazy thing is what do they know? Because I mean, to see Tennessee come out at a 15.5 dog, I mean that's easy money. If that was the case, right? If we were making our picks next week, and I saw that on a Wednesday, I'd say that is RP's lock of the century.
The public's going to bet that down under 2 scores. There is no doubt in my mind that's going to get bet down.
I'm surprised it's not bet down to.
I said if you can
right now,
get that line right now, if you can get that line right now, take it. Because if anything, that game's going to be within 15 points.
Yeah, and it is. Brian Kelly's a good football coach, guys. I know that doesn't fit the narrative because everybody hates him. He got Notre Dame in the playoff. Let us not forget. So, he's good. What do you guys got popping out here this week, man, Feldman Chevrolet?
We got, well, first of all, it's Michigan State week. I mean, Tom over here got a little present when he walked in on his computer. So, we're going to be talking about that all week. I mean, I'm excited. Go blue, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Little brother's going to feel the pain again this year. But other than that, we got Equinox. We got a couple of Equinox in stock. We got some Blazers. We got some good deals going on, period. And listen,
these are in stock. These are ready to roll.
Yeah. It's the end of the month, so we're ready to wheel and deal. Come on out. And
Ryan's been consistent about that all year, guys. If you're smart, if you're smart, you kind of hold out to that end of the month and come in and see Ryan Palter here.
Yeah, come see us. I can tell you this: there's not a better sales staff, and I've said this before, in the state of Michigan, heck, even the country.
That's why you guys are Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, my friend.
Dang straight.
Yeah.
But we definitely. I mean, I've got 4 of the top 10 salespeople in the nation here, and they're willing to go to bat for you and make you the best deal possible. So
there you have it, man. Ryan, you'll be back with us on Friday. When we do this, we run it all back again. It's the highlight of my weekend, man. It is.
You guys wait to see what I got going for Friday.
Oh, he's cooking this weekend. I can't wait.
Oh, baby. And it's the day before Spence gets to realize who's the better team this year. I'm so excited.
That's already knows, bro.
He already knows.
I know, but it's got to rub it in a little bit.
No, I get it.
But it is cool to say. Ryan, appreciate you, man. Thanks for having us out here, brother.
Enjoy.
All right, Ryan Palter, sales manager here out at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer in Novi. If you want to sit front row for the Lions-Packers, man.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't win these tickets, I hate that, man. I hate that I didn't win those tickets, man.
Yeah, you know what? Stick comes up with a lot of great
I hate that for my guys, man.
Here. I know. But how would you like to be front row, man, watching Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers? Yes, you can, but there's a catch. You got to do something for us. Like record a video doing your best Dan Campbell impression, man. And you post it on IG or Twitter with the hashtag Woodward Front Row. Make sure you're following Woodward Sports, and we will select 3 lucky winners to get 2 tickets each to sit front row. The winners will be announced on November the 4th, so make sure you enter today. There are some beauties in there. Keep them coming. Woodward Sports Network. Let's go sit front row, man.
The biggest rivalry in the state is almost here. That means one thing, the biggest tailgate party in the state. Join Woodward Sports for our tailgate takeover before the U of M versus State game on October 29th. Will Harbaugh and the boys pull out the win? Or is Tuck still coming? We will find out at the Big House. Michigan legend Braylon Edwards will be handing out food, prizes, and much more. So no matter what team you root for, come party with the network that does it best. The Woodward Sports Network. The tailgate takeover, powered by Custom Health Centers, Syntron, and Planet Fitness.
Woodward Sports, you see the name!
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Neal Ruhl here for Planet Fitness, the judgment-free zone. You can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere out here at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Planet Fitness, less than half a mile away. You know, that's where I got it in this morning. The gym that's always been known for being cleaner than clean is now cleaner than ever. Tons of equipment, full body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit. All memberships include fitness training. You get all this for just $10 a month for access to your home club. Join today in club. You'll pass a couple on the way home or at planetfitness.com. We will be broadcasting live this Wednesday from Planet Fitness on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights. We'll be giving away Michigan State tickets with a 1-year free Black Card membership as well. A signed Darren McCarty jersey, the man to my left, a signed Braylon Edwards jersey as well. All that at Planet Fitness. Make sure you come on out. The one on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights on Wednesday. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Where your fitness is essential.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty. Happy to have you guys along for the ride. WoodwardSports.com chat thread as well. Emerald Eyes says, hard pass, man. That actually was pretty funny. Steven Syret says, nobody wants the tickets. Emerald says, I'd rather have a root canal, man. We are closing in on pushing 100 videos right now, so somebody wants the tickets, and it's a funny contest, man. Stick's the best in the game at what he does.
It's all about, you know what? It's to bring us all together. Trying times, good times. We're gonna be celebrating when we're down. It's just to know that Woodward Sports Network is about you guys. You guys are about us. So anytime we can get out there. Plus, Stick just wants to buy somebody new a beer at the game. So that's all it is. He's got this sick bucket list about doing shots with everybody in the state of Michigan.
Yeah. Jack Harrington, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Hey, Neal, hashtag blame Baydoun. They're trying to start a blame Baydoun movement.
I'm in. What do you sign? Hashtag blame Baydoun. Here, I'll get it going right now.
People are so mad that
Let's go.
Everybody's in the crosshairs, man. Hey, one team, though, that's not in the crosshairs, the Detroit Red Wings, with what they have done. Still, no regulation losses. The only team in the Atlantic Division with no regulation losses. And you know what, D-Mac? It's not good enough to be in the playoffs if they were to start right now, which my sobering thought about the Red Wings, that was very business-like what they did yesterday. What they did yesterday against Anaheim, D-Mac, is something they weren't capable of last year. They had Anaheim in here on a Sunday evening game, kind of like a getaway game, and they destroyed them.
Anaheim was on the fifth game of their 5-game road trip, which means and it's a 5:00 game, which means
they just want out. They want to get on the plane.
That's the mentality. If you allow a team with that mentality to go into the game to think they got a shot. Well, they're professionals. They're going to play. From the drop of the puck, that game was not in question. You know what it reminded me of? Yesterday's game reminded me of the day. What a beautiful day, right? I spent it on the golf course. Obviously, anytime you get to golf in October in Michigan is great. But what a beautiful day no matter what it was. And the Wings played a beautiful game, right? From the goals, keeping the goals against down to getting the power play clicking, right? Different things. They were in full control. Michael Rasmussen, different thing. The one thing I wanted to bring up, Neal, is did you know going into yesterday's game, Detroit was the worst in the league in faceoffs, right? Which goes to show you that even though you sign guys and you're supposed to be responsible and do this, it's a long season and there's ebbs and flows early or late. Yesterday they were close to 55% are getting back on, but we need the puck to resume. Ville Husso was great in that. I thought it was a great team effort. And you know what? They let a point get away in Chicago the other day by giving up two goal leads in the third throughout the game, and you never want to do that, but you can't change the past. You only can change what's at task at hand. So right now, like you said, the reality is this Eastern Conference is so tough. Right,
yeah, my bad, guys. The Rangers did lose. My bad. So they did slide into that spot. I forgot that the Rangers did lose.
But the fact is, right, it's going to be like that. This is where we're going to usually probably hang out, right here, in, out. Every time you look. But it's putting games together and take advantage of the schedule. What they did last night, Neal, they took advantage of the schedule. Good teams.
And they punished the Ducks.
But punished them. Yes. And they made it. If you go to a Wings game, that's one you want to go to where they put the goals on the board. There's no stress. It's just something that they're growing into. That, to me, yesterday, what I would say, the one word, was maturity.
Yeah.
They're maturing as a hockey team, and was nice to see. Now, they got Jersey coming in Tuesday, another opportunity to get points that they need against an Eastern Conference foe. So, it doesn't get any easier. It's got to be like this. The bottom line in the NHL, what Scotty Bowman used to always say, and and this was our mindset: never lose 2 in a row, no matter where it was. And we did a pretty good job at that.
Yeah, and it is. It's just, here's what I want. I guess my overriding message about this, and a Badass Breed in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread says, Neal, the Lions fan base is hurting, bro. The statements and hot takes in this chat are coming from emotion. And this piggybacks on that to some degree. Guys with the Red Wings, the moral of my story is you're in a division with the Bruins, the Panthers. The Sabres are off to a hot start. I mean, okay. The Lightning are struggling.
The Sabres are trying to be you.
Right. The Lightning are struggling.
Ottawa's trying to be you.
Right. The Lightning are struggling. Like, this division that they are in is a monster. It's an absolute monster. And don't hold the Lions' failings against the Red Wings.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Don't do that. Because I told you, D-Mac, and is it an overstatement? Probably, possibly. When I was at the game last week, I saw all I needed to see.
My question to you.
When they didn't have it and they found a point, they're a professional team now. I saw all I needed to see. They're good. It's a free roll.
Can I get an update for all of us who follow and pay attention to your road trip of the professional teams heading north? And if the ultimate goal, the ultimate goal the Mackinac Bridge, or is the ultimate goal Escanaba? Is it Munising? Is it Pictured Rock? Where in the UP, right? Are the Wings further along? Like, where would you have said from what you've seen in training camp to where they're coming to what it is to that?
You're talking like a season trip. Season trip up north, not a franchise trip.
No, I'm saying that, like, where are we at? Because going into it, where we agreed seasonally the Wings are furthest along. But you got to understand what you've seen is the fact that they've packed well. They didn't forget anything at home.
Right. They didn't do like the Tigers and get to the Zwocky Bridge and then have to turn around and come back to Novi.
Open water.
Yeah.
Right? I use the analogy of Christopher Columbus or whatever. They're out. They got the mast at the sea, and they're working their way towards land. Right? They're not there yet. But, yeah, I mean, it just solidifies because then you break it down, and this is without, who are we missing? Who are we missing? put up 5 yesterday, right? Verana's out, Bertuzzi's out. So there's 65, 70 goals
60
right
goals
there
there,
that you're finding guys to. Now it's early, but enjoy. Let's enjoy the ride. And unfortunately, to the comment about the chat thread about speaking out of emotion, yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, no, that
We're
is what
fans,
we do.
We love it and stuff like this. But the reality is, just if you want to take something in, the Red Wings, I think, are proving more and more, right, to us that it's just business as usual. It's not going to be easy, but they got task in hand. #Wiser Plan 1919.
1919. That's a plan. Alec says, LCA was loud last night. I was there. It was amazing to watch the boys play the right way. And you know what this is going to be an opportunity for with this Red Wings season, I think. And this is going to be the first time, and really think about this, guys, when I say it. This will be the first time in a while where you can enjoy a regular season as a fan, as a Detroit sports fan, where you can kind of get into it. Like there's a reason to turn on the TV Tuesday night and check into that Wings Devils game. There's a reason to do it. And the Red Wings can be that appointment viewing, at least until they give you a reason not to, but they haven't done that. No regulation losses without Verana, without Bertuzzi. You know what the Red Wings are? Because we're all in this football mindset. They're the Jets and the Giants of the NFL right now. There is no, you take out 60 goals out of that team that was offensively challenged last year. They should not be where they are right now. But here they are. You're getting a bit of a free roll. What are they doing? They're playing from ahead. It's wild.
But here's the thing, Neal, right? Where you say that, you take that offense out, so there's only obviously guys stepping up. But that means to what Derek Lalonde has preached coming in here with the 1-1-3, with the defensive, with the PK, which has been fabulous, with the goals against and stuff like that. They're keeping the goals down. It's not a 5-4 game they won. They won a 5-1 game. That's the imperativeness of how things are changing.
And you know what else, too? When the defense looked leaky against the Kings and the Blackhawks, they shut it back down.
Right, and a lot of times, games, when you can't get on the ice or whatever like that, it's tough because you got to pick. That's coaching, too. I think what Derek Lalonde said is like yesterday's win in his press conference was an assistant coach's win, which is great to see because that's special teams. So they're coming together slowly but surely. There'll be
real quick too before we get to the last break. Dominic Kubalik, $2.5 million per year for 2 years.
I almost texted you last night, and because you and I.
That's our guy.
That's our guy.
That was our guy.
We're sure because we said all along that this could be the biggest deal. And when you hear, so if you go back and you look at Dominic Kubalik, that it was more of a mental or more of just a comfortable. But last year he just wasn't the same person or enjoyed hockey.
And he's in Chicago. Yeah,
right?
He's playing for the Blackhawks.
All that stuff in Chicago, where's that? So if you wonder if things on a personal level or organizational level going on behind the scenes can affect players, yes. To get this free new lease on life, and gosh darn, Yzer Plan 1919, but to bring him in, like he's just a stud. He's going to pick up all those
$2.5 million a year.
Yeah.
And you got him for 2 years. Carry on, D-Mac.
That's almost like a freebie, but you know what is a freebie that I know is a freebie? And we're over here. I might actually head down the road. Big Frog. Yes, get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long right here. Big Frog in Novi. Just stop in. Tell them we sent you. They'll print you one right up on the spot. So go to Big Frog in Novi, just down the road today. Get your free t-shirt or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Woodward Sports is giving you another chance to sit front row, this time at the Detroit versus Green Bay game. Think you have the best Dan Campbell impression?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Can you say man with the best of them?
I got it. Here's what I need, man. I need you to trust me. I swear to God, I'm not a lunatic. I swear to you.
Can you say, let's go for it on 4th down?
Man, I got a plan, I swear to you. All I think about is you guys. That's all I think about, man.
Are you a master motivator?
That's all I think about is you guys.
Show us in a video. Record your best Dan Campbell impression and post the video on Twitter or Instagram using #WoodwardFrontRow. We'll select the best 3 impersonations of Motor City Dan Campbell and send you and a guest front row. So knock the dust off the old sweatpants, light some kneecaps, and enter today. And as always, go Lions, man!
I just need you to trust me, that's all. Please.
I don't care if I got one toe, two butt cheeks, and a rock.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
D-Mac here at Alta Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. It is autumn. The leaves are on the ground. You might have a bog project coming up. Well, Alta Rent, they got you covered. So call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network Live. Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, JB Smoove with an F. And we got Westy here as well, Alex Westfall. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Got all of you guys in there. Big viewership numbers again today. We appreciate y'all tapping in. Jack Harrington says the chat keeps the chat keeps receipts, Neal. I know.
Jack a Devils guy?
I know. I like it. I like it. I like that you guys all keep receipts. Real quick, just
I
for
would
me,
like you to have the floor right now.
Just for me,
great.
Something for me that
Usually
I
it's
really
Legends
enjoy.
time, D-Mac, T-Foss, ask questions, but I think that right now you're going to enjoy this because my friend Neal Ruhl really has to get something of his personal opinion off his chest. So for your listening pleasures, Mr. Neal Ruhl.
Here's the deal, guys. I took great joy. I was jubilant. There were multiple, fist pumps and just like, yeah. What happened to the Packers and Aaron Rodgers yesterday in Washington was great. Did you see the look in his eyes? Did you see his facial expressions, his body language? Did you see it? He's cooked. That team is cooked. And I love it. They both got what they deserved. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, you deserve each other. Because guess what? If Aaron Rodgers retires at the end of the season, they owe $99 million in dead cap money next year. $99 million. And it's getting paid no matter what. He has the ability to destroy that franchise for the foreseeable future, really, when you break it down. And you know what, Packers? You deserve it. When you sign a big, huge, long-term deal with huge cap ramifications with a guy who looks like Nick Cage from Con Air and goes in peyote tents out west and does all that kind of stuff and never puts shampoo in his hair, this is what you get, everybody. And I love it. Packers, Aaron Rodgers, you guys deserve each other. Enjoy it. Enjoy
now,
it.
Is there any way, because the only way, like you see it, because you hear the press conferences, you see it, we can watch it, right? You watch it on Aaron Rodgers. You watch it everybody on that Packers organization's face, right?
Everyone, because they know the score.
Is there any way to trade this guy? Would somebody pay the money to trade? Is that what he's going for?
The Packers can't trade him. They can't. If they trade him, the signing, everything gets accelerated onto the cap. They cannot trade him. They can't trade him. And if he retires.
Does any other professional athlete have an organization by the cajones like he does? He pretty much, if he's vindictive and if he holds a slight, which for any of the Jordan Love, for anything the way he's been treated, and he wants to, Neal, he pretty much is the one that has his finger on the button in Green Bay.
And he can press it at any time and file his retirement paperwork with the league. And then, boom, all the signing bonus accelerates. They got to take a $99 million cap hit. And what do you do then if you're the Packers? They're destroyed.
I don't know. You tell me, money guy. Is there some left? You got $11 million for 50 guys? What? I don't know.
I don't know what they would do. I have no idea what they would do.
You got the replacements? I don't know.
And I love it. And you guys do too. And look. Fight forever. I haven't seen you before the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Appreciate you tapping in. Said, yeah, it'd be nicer if the Lions were winning because we can't say much. Oh, but we can. I can because both things can be true. Is the Lions season over? Yes. They have the number 1 pick in the draft right now. But Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers are done. Now, could they win the division? I guess theoretically they could. Minnesota's still Minnesota. Kirk Cousins is still, but they're not doing any. Who are they going to beat? Even if the Packers come back and win the division, who are they going to beat? And most importantly, who can they get to help? Nobody. They had to get rid of Devontae Adams to keep him. This is the bed they made. Now they have to sleep with each other, and I love it. I just wanted to take a couple minutes to say that.
That was an enjoyable day to watch that implode.
That was tone right there, D-Mac.
That was great tone.
That was great
tone.
tone.
Truth.
Appreciate everybody for tapping in. WoodwardSports.com chat thread for my guy D-Mac, JB Smoove with an F. Westy Alex Westfall, stick for hooking up everything out here. And everybody at Feldman Chevrolet out here in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. My name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping into Big D Energy.
Deuces.
Well, see you later.